Well, good morning, everybody. Hope you're all having a good morning. It's Monday, December, oh boy, what is it here? Something like the 18th or 19th. She's a cool one this morning. Minus, what the hell did I see? Minus 26, feels like minus 33 or something like that. You can kind of see there a little bit through the headlights, cab lights. It's kind of wanting to snow just a little bit. Wind for today is literally supposed to be like right now, wind gusts of 15 kilometers an hour. And as the day progresses, the wind will drop down to wind gust of something like 8 at like 2-3 o'clock this afternoon. It's supposed to be like 8 kilometer an hour wind. So basically zero wind for today. What the heck are we doing? It's still dark. Why are we trying to friggin' do chores in the dark? Well, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, friends of all ages, sizes, shapes, colors, and race. She's tub grinding day. It's cow chow making day. Unless something happens here within the next half hour to 45 minutes, it's cow chow making day. We're all set up. We're ready to rock and roll. The tub grinder guy says, yep, we're gonna be there in between 8 and 8:30 in the morning. It's 7:30 right now, and it's still dark. And yeah, it's cold. You could see that exhaust just floating in the air. So, because of the situation of grinding here for like, what the heck is it? In between, well, roughly 5.5 hours I want to grind. We get charged by the hour. And then having to drive 20 miles with the tractor, 22 miles, something like that, to our friend's place, because his tractor doesn't lift high enough to get the bales in the machine. So we'll be grinding over at his place too. Now this is the same guy that we got the pea screenings from. So just going over to give him a hand, and then having to drive all the way back home. It's either I feed the cows up now, or, and if you're wondering why I'm lifting this bale way the hell up in the air, well, you see all that snow on there, a little bit of ice. I lift her up, bang her down. That helps break the ice up, so it's easier to get the twine off. So anyway, like I was saying, it's either I feed the cows now, or I'm going to be feeding the cows at the end of the day, and I would just as soon have the cows fed up now. That way they've got that food supply in their system for all day long. So yeah, that's the idea. Anyway, I'm going to step out. It's bloody cold. I'm not going to be holding the camera with bare hands. And I'm going to be pulling twine, cutting twine, so on and so forth. I'm going to cut all the twines out here. That way when I get to the pasture with the cows, they're not mingling around and pushing on the bale as I'm trying to pull twine, especially in the dark, tripping and falling and so on and so forth. So I'll do it here, and then I can carry the bale out. Nice thing about, I noticed, with twine wrap bale versus a net wrap bale. The twine wrap bale, I can pull the twine and the bale will still hold its shape. Net wrap bale, I pull the net off and the bale falls apart, literally. So anyway, just my own 2 cents. I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. Alrighty guys, well, we're almost out here with the cows. She is starting to lighten up pretty quick. It's still pretty dark. But the day is coming on pretty quick. Where's the cows? Where's the cows? do it this way. Kind of see the cows just out there, somewhere on the bedding pack out there. Sorry about the dirty fucking windows, but that's just the way it goes, right? Okay, Mocha dogs, get the hell out of the road. Here comes the bale. Hydraulics are still kind of cold. I haven't worked them enough to get them warmed up nice. There we go. Something like that. Anyway, we're gonna get this sucker unrolled. We'll bring you guys back after. Alrighty guys, well, that's alfalfa grass bale unrolled out, and then I brought him a yellow barley bale. That barley grains in there will give them a lot extra added energy in this cold weather. So yeah, get turned around here just to do a check over. They're not all super hungry. They came up, pretty much all of them have gotten up off the bedding area to come and check out the feed sources. Did the last two get up? There was two still laying down when I was unrolling these bales. There's still one cow laying down there. She doesn't want to move off of her warm bed. I can't say I really blame her. There's another one that just laid down. Oh, there's a couple there laying down. They came, they ate, they went back, and they laid down. One right there, you can see her. Another one over there. And then another one just laid down, I thought I saw. Right here where these couple are standing. Some of the barley, yellow barley feed, I put it right on the very edge of the bedding pack area. There she is, she's laying down there. So they're happy girls. It's cold though, so they're as happy as they can be under the circumstances, I guess. If that sun would come out today, they would even be a lot happier, but I don't think that's gonna happen. It's supposed to be kind of a snowy day today. Anywho, bucket down. Let's get back to the yard. Our tub grinder guy should show up any minute here. Basically, he texted me and said he was en route and about 40 minutes away. So he'll be along shortly. Yep, they got lots of feed for today. Okay, talk to you guys later. I'll bring you back once we're into the tub grinding thing. Later. Alrighty guys, well, we's going. I don't know how many bales we put in there already, but we put a few. And there's a lot of green in there. Right now we're working on, well, every 4 or 5 new bales, like from this past summer. Then I'll throw a couple of 2-year-old bales from year 2021, I guess you could call it. They're crap bales. Like, the mice have really destroyed them bad on us. But anyways, this is making cow chow 22. First time of 2022. So we're gonna try and get as many as we can done here in the next approximately 5.5 hours. The mix is everything under the fucking sun, basically, minus straw. There's virtually no straw going into this at all. It's just feed. Last year we did throw a few straw bales in the first tub grind mix, but this year we're not. It's all hay or a hay type feed and green feed. Whether it be yellow feed, green feed, whatever you want to call it. That's all that's going into it this year. Here's another one of them really old bales that the mice have destroyed all the twines on them. So, but yeah, I'm going to throw a few more in there and I'll bring you guys back after. Don't know how long we've been grinding here for yet, guys. Approximately about an hour and a half. We started at 8:45, and I didn't check the time to see what time it is right now, so I can't tell you. But how many bales have we put in there? Lots. I've got 24 of my regular rotation bales in there. I've got about 35 to 40 2-year-old feed sources in there. So yeah, there's been quite a few bales. He's keeping me hopping, let's put it that way. The machine is working great. It grinds a lot better when it's cold. So we've had a few really cold days here, which helped froze the bales down more. And when the bales are froze down, it grinds a lot faster and a lot easier. So what have we got going on in here? Well, we've got green feed oats, green feed cover crop, which is oats, barley, peas, clover, alfalfa, with a hint of wheat and a hint of canola. We've got, if you guys remember to 2021, some of you will remember, our neighbor asked us to come in and cut and bale. Like, we bought the bales from him. It was new seeded alfalfa, which was basically knee high. But then there was also, it was first year, there was also volunteer canola, volunteer wheat, volunteer oats, wild oats, kochia, like you name it, it was friggin' in there. Wild millet, wild buckwheat, like yeah, it had a lot of product in there. How's that sound? So, and the stuff was baled really green. When you put those bales in, you know you're getting those bales in there. I'm grabbing two 2-year-old green feed bales right now. The mice have totally destroyed all the twines on these. You grab the bales and you don't get all of the bale. Now we'll set them down and we'll just grab one of them to dump in the machine. Little slower with one hand versus two. So we also have new seeded alfalfa from this year with a bunch of pigweed, Canada thistle, and sow thistle in it. We have yellow barley. We have this year's clover. What else have we got? We've got what I call the slough grass, but it's not actually slough grass. It's seeded grass and alfalfa mix from the neighbor's place. So we've got such a conglomeration of feed sources. And you look at that pile, I know it might be hard to see, but there's a lot of green in there. And there'll be a lot of grain in there from the yellow barley and the yellow oat feed. Who's grinding for us? Cress Farms from the Odessa area. So if anybody's wondering about getting some tub grinding done, I don't know how busy Darren is, but I don't got his number on hand with me off the top of my head to call it out here. But go into Sask 411 and look up Darren Kress. That's Kress, I believe is how he spells his last name. And you'll get a hold of Darren. There's only 2 bales, like way back in the spring. If you remember, we had all them old bales stacked up out here. There was barley, old 2-year-old barley, 2-year-old oats, some old clovers, some old alfalfa. So there's only 2 bales left to get rid of this friggin' spot. That way I can clean up this stuff here. The twines were all demolished really bad. So we're just trying to get as much of this stuff, get rid of it, and still make a good feed for the cattle. The way I look at it, guys, if the cows are happy, then I'm happy. If the cows are happy, then the cows are going to make you money. If the cows aren't making you any money, they're not happy and they're not healthy. So let's try and keep them as happy and healthy as possible, right? Like, look at that dust. The dust is green. And that there was one of those canola alfalfa bales. Just about kind of sort of caught the edge of the machine there. That's a mess of a bale, that one. Anyway, enough of me chit-chattering. I need to pay attention to what the hell I'm doing here, so I'm gonna let you guys go for a little while. We'll bring you back later. She's gonna be nice feed, guys. She's gonna be nice. So some of you have asked in the past, and I've said in the past, but for all the newcomers that may not know, lots of guys have said, do you pull the twine off your bales when you're grinding them? Well, actually, no, I do not. This machine right here in front of us, it's like a big ass friggin' hammer mill, kind of like my mix mill. It's got a screen in it, so it'll grind to certain sizes. You can grind different styles of feed to a certain size, certain length, is what I'm trying to say. Heck, you can even put a grain screen in there and you can grind grain. So it's very similar to our New Holland mix mill. Anyways, with the twine and the net, 90 to 95% of that twine and net is caught up in the hammer mill. And then when we're done, the whole tub lifts up and tilts out of the way, and the operator goes inside there, cuts that all out, and just leaves it in a pile for me to clean up. The little bit that might goes through is literally nothing to worry about. Like, I know some guys say that they've lost cows due to twine ingestion, and but it takes a hell of a lot of twine to cause problems for a cow. I've seen where cows reports and photos of cows that have ingested twine, but there's more than just a couple little pieces of twine in there. It's huge, the ball that would cause problems. Like if you lose a cow to twine or net, it's literally, it is huge from what I've seen. This is the first time we've really ground anything down with any amount of net in it, so I'll be curious to see how much net comes through the machine. But I know with the twine part, like up to 95% is caught up in the hammer mill of the machine itself, so it's really not a problem for us. Look at that. Pretty god darn green if you ask me. Now how's it mix? Well, basically as the pile gets bigger and bigger, and as you grind more stuff down, and then it just keeps cascading down on top of itself. That's how it mixes. And then in the winter time, as we're feeding it, I'll go in there and I'll stir the pile up with the loader also. For anybody that's new to the channel, a lot of you guys that have been around for a while, you've seen me stir the pile up numerous times in the past. But this is literally, in my estimation, the next to silage, next to grinding silage or haylage, and mixing it in a feed wagon. In my estimation, this is the best way to feed cattle, especially when it's cold like what we get. The cows have to work so much harder to chew that feed down, regurgitate it down, to make it utilizable, to utilize all of the feed sources in the feed, to get all the energy and protein out of it that they need to stay warm and gain weight. So when you can grind it down, you're actually doing half the cow's job for them. Not only that, there's a lot less waste by grinding it down versus feeding whole bales. So yeah, it's in my estimation, this is the best way to feed cattle. It does cost a little bit more than just running a few bales out in the field, but it's way better for the animals. Anyway, enough of my chit chatter. We got lots of bales to grind yet, so we'll talk to y'all later. Alrighty guys, so just a few more comments here about this tub grinding expedition that we're doing. Some of you might ask, well, hey BP, why the heck don't you you've got a bale processor, just shred a pile of bales into a pile with the bale processor? Oh, you know what? Yeah, that could work to some extent, but I can tell you right now, it works to a point. It doesn't actually work. It ain't the same. That stuff right there, that pile right there, you do not get that kind of cut feed, because that's what this is basically. It's called cut feed. You don't get that type of feed from a bale processor, a bale shredder. The bale shredder shreds the bale and leaves it just rips the bale apart. This does not it rips the bale apart, this machine, but it actually grinds the feed down because it's going through a screen, where a bale processor, it don't got no screen on it. So this actually cuts the feed down to a lot smaller pieces. I'm just gonna stop here real quick. I think I got time. And show you. Now on average, with a bale processor, that piece right there would be a really short piece. You see this? See how small that is? So big difference. This is what the bale processor gives you right here. So there's a huge difference. So when you guys say, just do what Straight Pipe Acres and South Sask Farmer and all those guys do. Well, yeah, I've kind of do that when we don't have the tub grinder going. Only I don't put it in a pile. I run it out to the field and we shred it in a big long row out there. So there is a big difference between bale processing and bale shredding. This is more utilizable. Every feed source in here is more utilizable for the cows when it's put through a tub grinder versus a bale processor. Big difference between the two machines, guys. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there. We'll talk to you guys later. Just blowing it out the back end. Woohoo! Just about time to throw another bale in. Talk to you guys later. Well, I just dropped the last bale in there, guys. These piles are high. Like, to give you an example, up, all the way up there. Piles are about, I'm gonna say, around 20 to 25 feet. It's kind of hard for you to make it out, but you can see all the green, and it just cascades down. Like over here, it just fell. It's falling on the other side. That yellow oat bale that I just put in, that's what's shredding out of there right now. And see how it's just falling down? And that's how it mixes. So there's actually 2, 4, 6, 8 bales, 9 bales that never got ground up, and that's just fine. We can catch those at another time. So he's gonna clean this, let her grind out. He'll clean the machine out. I'm assuming he's gonna clean it out today. And fuel up, and then we're off to Daryl's place to get some grinding done over there. I'm gonna let you go. We'll talk to y'all later. Alrighty, guys. Well, we're over here at my buddy Daryl's place. We're grinding, but she's grinding tough over here. There's Daryl and his son Brad, and son-in-law is Jeremy. Jeremy's actually one of my closest neighbors. Anyways, yeah, there was times this past summer where things were, should we bail, should we not bail? Fuck it, let's just go and get it done. And it was bailed on the tough side. They've had 2 times where it actually stalled this unit out. Truck killed the truck with slew hay. Almost killed the truck once with that's making her snort a little bit. Almost killed the truck once with a green oat bale. Yeah, she's steamy. Bales are tough, so she's grinding slow. Daryl wants to grind for about 2 hours. He doesn't got very many cows, but 2 hours of grinding will get him through the whole winter, he figures. About 80 bales or so. His bales are quite a bit, they make them quite a bit smaller than I do, because that little John Deere skid steer won't move them if they made them as big as mine. So anyway, I know I got way more than enough for you guys, but this is how I like to feed, is from the tub grinder. I save a lot on the waste, because there virtually is almost zero waste from a tub grinder versus any other kind of feeding, as far as I'm concerned. So you definitely are saving money when you can, if you're only putting, let's say I could feed my cows from now until April. Well, I'm going to save roughly 200 to 300 bales. We did 200 bales, just over. And if that'll feed all 80 head from now until friggin' April 1st, well, I'm saving like 250 to 300 friggin' bales. Just the waste alone. And the cows don't need to eat as much. They utilize everything. It's just, in my eyes, it's the way to go. Anywho, I'm gonna let you guys go. Give us the old thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Fun, fun, fun. Let's get her done. This is Tub Grinding 2022. Later.